Andrew Cobra Tate has become a viral sensation, joining the ranks of self-proclaimed alpha male red pill finance experts flooding social media every few years. But unlike many who merely pretend for views and followers, Tate stands out as a legitimate multi-millionaire and kickboxing world champion. However, he also faces accusations ranging from alleged ties to the Romanian mafia and involvement in a global sex trafficking business while selling his Make Money Fast course dubbed Hustlers University to his millions of followers. Most videos covering Tate just focus on the surface-level stuff he says for views to get a rise out of people. The thing with Andrew is that he does believe what he says, but the way he says these things is calculated, so it becomes crucial to dig deeper and understand the roots of his behavior. In this video, we'll explore the cognitive functions associated with his MBTI type, the ESTP. The function stack of the ESTP is as follows: SE, TI, FE, and NI. I will now explain to you how Andrew uses these functions in the correct order. So let's take a look at the dark side of Andrew Tate as an unhealthy ESTP. This is how Carl Jung defined SE. No other human type can equal the extroverted sensation type in realism. His sense for objective facts is extraordinarily developed. His life is an accumulation of actual experiences of concrete objects. In certain cases, the events in his life hardly deserve the name experience at all. What he experiences serves at most as a guide to fresh sensations. Anything new that comes within his range of interest is acquired by way of sensation. Basically, what this means is that SE types lead a life where they constantly have new experiences, and that's how they build upon their knowledge of the world. Not by perceiving things from an isolated perspective, but by directly participating in various elements of life. Tate's behavior and mindset reflects that he leads with extraverted sensing. He actively embraces and advocates for a lifestyle centered around experiencing life in a realistic and practical manner. Andrew's main goal is to adjust to the real world. He views the world as something tangible that you can touch and interact with. He judges different aspects of life by their material benefits and physical advantages. Andrew has worked hard to get things in the physical world, such as money, powerful connections, and other resources, to improve his life. He indulges in various worldly pleasures, such as drinking, traveling, having lots of sex with different partners, flying on private jets, staying in luxury hotels, and enjoying expensive cigars. In simpler terms, he seeks out many sensory experiences to broaden his perspective, just like Jung noted. His self-worth is reliant on his maternal possessions. He measures his success by his possessions and puts in considerable effort to get attention for these possessions, like how he constantly brags about the cars he owns.
You like the color?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had mixed reviews on the color. Some people said they like it, some people said they don't like it, and I said, well, what color is your Bugatti? I have 23 supercars.
Period.
Lamborghini, Ferrari, McLaren, you name it. I got them all.
This illustrates his reliance on tangible markers of success. While not a definitive indicator of SE, Andrew is notably sensitive to annoying sounds and disruptions in his environment, a characteristic often associated with SE dominance. This heightened sensitivity to his surroundings is something he frequently acknowledges in conversation when it distracts him.
Some child is outside enjoying their life, playing with toys and smiling in the sunshine and having fun. I hate happiness. I hate happy children. Anyway.
Moreover, Tate asserts dominance through a combination of brute force, physical masculinity, and displays of wealth. This again aligns with the SE dominant behavior, emphasizing a direct and immediate approach to controlling and influencing his environment. Tate displays auxiliary TI, which means that his reasoning is based on individual thinking rather than external facts. TI users are some of the smartest people, but they also tend to be one of the most delusional. The reason being that when TI users are unhealthy, They don't bother verifying their opinions. Their own internal point of view is the ultimate truth for them, and they only accept information that aligns with their already existing beliefs and disregard all information that contradicts it. If you want to see what bad TI logical reasoning looks like, Andrew Tate is your man. Take a look at this clip.
If I have a woman who I truly love, and I go out and fuck, and I come back to her, and I don't care about her, and I only love my girl, that's not cheating. That's exercise.
Here, he rejects the generally accepted definition of what cheating is, and instead creates his own definition using his own personal logic. A very good example of very bad TI. Here's another clip that really hits it home.
And a lot of the things that you said that you've been called out on, specifically in regards to like women driving, as a matter of fact, are just generally untrue. There's no empirical evidence to back up those claims, which is why you resort to anecdotes quite frequently and say things like, oh, well, it's just common sense, right? But it's not technically common sense. It's just your personal opinion.
The truth of life is the truth that you experience as an individual. That is the only truth that we all live within. You live within your truths, I live within my truths, because these are the truths I've experienced as an individual. If certain things happen to you over and over and over and over and over again, but the truth on the internet says it's not true, that doesn't mean that your experiences are any less real.
Here, Andrew can be seen blatantly advocating for one's own truths over the reliance on information taken from outside sources. Another thing of note in this clip is that it shows how TI manifests when it is partnered with SE. Tate's sensory perception significantly influences his TI judgment when he emphasizes how his experiences contribute to the development of his thought process, in place of some kind of abstract concept which is seen when TI is paired with NE. These are Carl Jung's words on TI. External facts are not the aim and origin of this thinking, though the introvert would often like to make his thinking appear so. It formulates questions and creates theories, it opens up new prospects and insights, but with regard to facts, its attitude is one of reserve. Exactly. The only way to shut Tate up is by presenting him with irrefutable evidence, like in this clip.
So what about intelligence? Do you think women are as smart as men?
Well, it's been proven that the smartest people in the world are men.
See, that's
But
I think where
that's been
women
proven.
is some issues.
That's
Proven how?
been
By
proven.
proven. By
That's
who?
been proven.
How? What? Where?
Read the study. It's more likely men are out there.
What study?
Google it.
I'm gonna Google it.
There's a whole
Just so you know, at Google, you're gonna say it's run by the people, but I Googled are men smarter than women, and literally every single study says there's no difference.
If you then search up. If you were to look up the highest IQs in the world, the first 10, first 20, look them up. Are they men or women? I haven't done this. Look it up.
I just highest IQ in the world. Literally what comes up. Marilyn von Savant has one of the world's highest IQs. She is known as the smartest person in the world.
Cool. Then all right, cool. Then I'm totally wrong.
Facts are collected as evidence for a theory, never for their own sake. I have already explained that. Facts are of secondary importance for this kind of thinking. What seems to it of paramount importance is the development and presentation of the subjective idea. Need I say more? While FE is not his dominant function, Andrew Tate does exhibit signs of it. He showcases awareness of how he's perceived by his audience, and he adapts his presentation according to the people that surround him. For example, he is far more aggressive in nature when he is by himself talking into the camera or when he's with his brother, but this aggression is not repeated everywhere. On the Fresh and Fit podcast, one can observe that in the presence of a group of people, Tate is more agreeable. Myron Gaines, the host of the Fresh and Fit, is an unhealthy ESTJ who comes across like an angry nerd whenever he is ranting about something. He knowingly or unknowingly turns people around him off because he does not care how his words and presentation affect people's moods. Andrew, on the other hand, can be observed making jokes and maintaining courtesy. Even when he is ranting about his misogynistic views, he is able to collect his thoughts and speak them in a way that doesn't completely ruin the mood of the group. Observing his interactions, it is clear that when Andrew meets new people, whether it's on some podcast or in real life, he is very diplomatic towards strangers and even expects diplomacy in return. This behavior can be observed in the behind-the-scenes footage of his BBC interview and his treatment towards the BBC journalist. When people do not uphold this objective standard of behavior and try to ruin the mood of the environment, he gets genuinely offended.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Goodbye. It's a very polite staff.
Also, through his monologues, he aims to motivate his audience and boost their self-esteem, albeit through controversial and unhealthy means. His endeavors to influence and impact others point to an awareness of collective feelings and social dynamics typical of individuals with FE and their function stack.
Me, my brother, my cousin, my team were sitting around. We're all smoking. The whole news is saying I'm the worst man in the world. I've been deleted from everything. They've frozen millions of dollars in bank accounts, right? Me and my boys are just sitting there, just laughing, right? We don't believe in negativity because if it's infectious and it's sticky. And even if someone's negative, even if you talk them out of it, it still stains the air. And most people understand, they say, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Yeah. Then why the fuck are you spending time with negative people? Or people who complain? Or unhappy people? Or unlucky people? Or negative people? Stop talking to them. Everyone I talk to is like, yep, we are winners. All we do is fucking win.
But since it is not his dominant function, he tends to contradict himself and manages to ruin the emotional layer in his environment himself to make a point. Tate's use of introverted intuition is underdeveloped. If you break down his philosophy in straightforward terms, it is all about making a lot of money and living life to the fullest in a materialistic sense. There is nothing abstract or intuitive in his thinking. He sometimes tries to present himself like he is giving away some kind of mysterious wisdom, but his own original ideas are fairly basic. He also displays a lack of foresight, which gets him into trouble, like when he got himself banned across all social media platforms for his offensive commentary and later had to publicly apologize for it, or when he exposed his location to the Romanian police while trying to argue with a 12-year-old girl on Twitter and got arrested. His impulsive words and actions often backfire, indicating a lack of strategic planning and long-term thinking, a characteristic often associated with inferior NI in an ESTP. Andrew Tate operates dominantly within the cognitive functions of ESTP, showcasing a lifestyle focused on immediate sensory experiences, SE, employing individuals' subjective reasoning, TI, inconsistent consideration of emotional playing field, FE, and a less refined intuitive foresight, NI. His personality embodies the classic traits and pitfalls associated with the unhealthy ESTP type. While Tate's approach and public persona divides opinions, analyzing his cognitive functions reveals the underlying mechanisms guiding his actions and beliefs.